Poor blind wave are being forced to react to Series 11 of Doctor Who.
Of course, no offense to anyone who actually liked Series 11 of Doctor Who.
I kinda hope that when they're up to date with New Who, they can start doing Classic Who. That's a very nice comment. Well, in theory that would be cool, I just don't see it happening. Classic Who just ain't made for reactions. What the heck are you talking about, Train Guy 100? Are these guys all idiots? By the way, I hope that you learn from my mistakes. And if you take the time to read this discussion, I hope it explains why you should never argue with someone online. I've literally only had one scenario in which case someone finally admitted that they were wrong. And sometimes I admit when I'm wrong if the person points out something else that I didn't think of before. But yeah, most of the time you normally just end up going back and forth until one of you finally shuts up. But, yeah. At the end of the day, Big Finish is extended media and always will be.
Which is surprising, really, considering David Tennant's in it, and Colin Baker's in it, and the Daleks are in it, and the Daleks are in it.
By the way, 5 Who fans stopped making videos about a year ago, but I honestly think that this is one of their best. I actually laughed quite a couple times while watching it. The title is very misleading. It's not what you think it means.
I was looking at this article too, which also tricked me a few times, if accidentally, because it's like, struggling to come up with new ways to occupy yourself during lockdown. Well, if you're a Doctor Who fan, you're in luck because Big Finish has just announced that it's making a bunch of its spin-off audio plays free to download. The dramas, which are based on the BBC sci-fi show, often boost full casts as they feature the voice talents of some legends from the voice talents of series legends from Tom Baker and Sylvester McCoy to David Tennant, Billy Piper, and Peter Capaldi. He was never in Big Finish. Speaking of which, this video is kind of sponsored by Doctor Who Colin Baker Season 2. I just got this, so I thought that I might point it out. If you ever wanted to see
Colin Baker totally lawyer his way out of Time Lord trial for 14 episodes.
And wait a little bit, because we're not quite there yet. Instead, we're doing Cybermen the early... Wait. Nice puzzle, huh? Okay. Get. Ugh, what the fuck? Cybermen the early years. The fact that there's the early years makes me wonder, were they going to do a middle years or late years? Also, look at this. Celebrating Doctor Who's 30th anniversary. All these VHS... I don't. What? Wow, that's a lot of VHSs. Where have I seen that name before? But yeah, I highly assume that they'll frickin' god dang it. Just get it in. Okay, thank you. There's no menu on this one because the Pertwee years and Daleks, the early years, were actually the last videos that I transferred to DVD. See, remember I tried to add a menu to that one? There is actually one that I managed to add a menu to, but we'll get to it later. But yeah, Cybermen, the early years, everyone's favorite secondary villain sort of thing. It's kind of sad. I know that everyone's talked about this, and if no one else had talked about it, I probably wouldn't have be saying it myself, but it's so sad that Cybermen are kind of seen as secondary Daleks, just big shock villains to use when they want to get the viewer excited about nostalgia or whatever, but Cybermen are different from the Daleks. They don't kill, they convert. That's the main difference. And play. There we go. Come on. You alright, mate? Okay, Fox video. You ready, Smeggy? No one cares. What's up, Smeggy? You hear something? What's up? Do you want to go outside? No? This is fair use. I swear I'm going to be talking about it while I show clips of the show. I'm just going to show the theme song because I was like, were they going to do like Damon's the early years and Axon's the early years and the Daleks the early years and the Yeti the early years and the Centaurn the early years and the Sea Devil the early years? So the Daleks and Cybermen just kind of swap places here. What the heck is that? There we go. There's a Cyberman. I remember that. One of the many designs of the Cyberman. I bet it's going to be from some guy who I have no idea who he is. Yep. No idea who this guy is. Sup, homie? Are the legend of Doctor Who.
The second most popular monsters, after the Daleks, of course. They made their first grisly appearance in William Hartnell's last story.
Why does that look like an invasion Cyberman with a black helmet?
Decided by the production team, led by producer the late Ennis Lloyd, that
Oh, rest in peace, Tennis Lloyd.
were required.
I hope I pronounced that right. No disrespect to the guy.
The new star monsters were required to keep the interest alive in the series.
Because they're losing the rights to the Daleks as well.
Change of leading man from Bill Hartnell to Patrick Troughton.
Can you imagine that we almost didn't have the Daleks in the new series?
Dr. Kit Pedler, a medical researcher at London University.
Hi, Kit Pedler.
As a source of scientific know-how.
Yeah.
The story editor, Jerry Davis.
Hooray.
They
What?
struck up an immediate rapport, which resulted in the creation of a concept that was to become the basis of the Cybermen. Here's their first ever appearance.
He's like, the Cybermen. Here's the first ever. Why is it so white? I mean, I know it's snowing, but like, come on. I like how they're like staggering through. It's like so. You can actually see the Cybermen. That's incredible, seeing as it's so white and stuff like that. Can't make out that guy's face though. What the frick is that? How did the Cybermen evolve? Is that a Cyberman? How did that evolve into that?
Here at the Museum of the Moving Image, where there is a permanent Doctor Who exhibit.
You haven't moved anywhere. It's a permanent. What about the Doctor Who experience? That went away.
And much trouble was taken to make sure that everyone was happy with the end result.
And you ended up with a voice like this that changed immediately anyway to something inaudible.
Much trouble was taken to make sure that everyone was happy with the end result.
Ooh, the super advanced editing technique is back. Oh hey, so is Roy Skelton.
Cybermen had to say a sentence like, "You will stay here or the planet will be destroyed." He would say, "You will stay here or the planet
Yeah,
will
that about sums it up.
be destroyed." So it was kind of computerized and it became quite difficult for the actors that we were rehearsing with because...
I assume it did. Have you seen Adventure in Space and Time?
I thought you'd finished, so you will stay here, and they'd stop their next line before. But that's how it came about.
Here are the first words heard from the unusual lip action of the Silver Giants in episode 2.
Silver Giants, that's a new name to call him. Oh, William Hartnell's here on the Cybermen. How does he know that they're Cybermen? I mean, I guess, like, how the frick do you not see that something's clearly up there? They do look horrifying. I remember that someone said that, like, the Cybermen... Oh my god, that was a real blast of light. Shazam! It was just light. But, like, everyone always says that the Cybermen get scarier the earlier you go back. I found these kind of ridiculous, but I guess I can see how they'd be scary. They're really tall.
We must get them back.
So the voice went over them, right? Because it sound... Because they're just opening their mouth. They're not even trying to lip sync it. It's really good their hand motion though, synced up with the thing.
But who or what are you?
I remember very well being...
You cut it right where they were about to say, "We are called Cybermen." Can you do it without closing your mouth?
We all gathered round. It seemed like the end of an era, of course.
Oh, the first shocking. But like, I remember there's like something online that says like, "I know 10 things about you for certain," and it's like, number 1 is you are reading this. Number 2 is you can't say the letter M without putting your lips together, and then number 3 is you just tried it. And then it's like, you're smiling right now, now you're laughing, and stuff like that. I don't know, you can probably find them online.
It wasn't the end of Doctor Who.
Why does it say 10 years Doctor Who in the background? Like, that's like the John Pertwee vortex for season 11.
And I was very lucky because I was in the next episode that came along with Pat Troughton in, and I remember the changeover very well. It was a mixture of joy and sadness.
Yeah, the silence for the second.
Cybermen costumes were designed by
They were
Simon
crap.
Reed.
I mean, they actually look really scary now. That's the picture used in the cover of Spare Parts from Big Finish. That was cool though.
Although Jerry received no program credit because of BBC policy at the time.
It's cool that they use that on the cover of Spare Parts because you don't actually see that picture on the show, so it works. Who the heck is Morris Berry? Okay, when I Google Spare Parts, this pops up. 50%. There you go, see? Come on. There we go. Cereal's a bit of soap.
So it was a challenge.
Cereal and soap sound awful. Sorry, that was a bad joke, but I tried. Ooh, this is a cool picture.
But it did tax one, I found. I had to pull out all the stops.
All the stops?
With newly designed costumes, the Cybermen returned
That's
with
from
the
the
recently
Moonbase, never mind.
regenerated Doctor and companions Jamie, Ben, and Polly.
Ben
The
and
year
Polly
is
were there.
2070. The setting is a weather.
Yeah, I remember like people were talking about how in 1986 they're like, oh no, is the Cyberman invasion gonna happen? Can you imagine in 2070? And then like what, 2570 for the Tomb of the Cybermen? I don't know.
Station on the moon. The Doctor has arrived to discover that an unknown disease has
Got
broken
hand
out,
lotions.
and the people who suffer from it are disappearing. As we join the story, Jamie is seriously unwell,
Dang.
having contracted the disease.
Oh right, it's still the first Doctor's signal. You know how I say that I always showed these to my grandparents, and I remember my grandpa hadn't come home yet, and I really wanted to show my grandma the next episode, so I showed her the Moonbase episode 1, and then I had to explain to her that they were Cybermen, because of course she didn't recognize them. Well, she barely recognized them. Like, look at them. And then I asked her not to spoil it for Grandpa, but then at the end of episode 1, she's just like, oh, I see, Cybermen. And I'm just like, no, you're not supposed to recognize it. You're supposed to pretend like it's your first viewing again. You know how Polly says that she recognizes the Cybermen, even though it makes no sense because they look so different? Well, I guess if she just saw it leaving the room, then she might make the mistake of thinking it's a Cyberman when it just happens to be one. I don't get it, though, because Polly screams, and then it just cuts, and it's just the doors closing. Did they forget to cut it earlier? Stuart Review stuff point out that other than the arc, in which case they were kind of right to think so, this is the first time that the classic stereotype of the Doctor and companions come in and then bad stuff starts happening, and then the people who are there are just like, well, maybe the Doctor caused it. It's kind of weird that he questioned the Doctor, but not Polly.
So we all thought. That's enough. I don't know who you are, what you are, or where you came from. But you can get off the moon now. Yeah, well, that suits me fine. The sooner the better. No, Ben.
Oh, the Doctor's about to do his big speech. That's so funny, because he's kind of just telling him to, like, just go out of the space station and just die. But I guess he means, like, go back the way that you came, even though they might be stowaways. And it's easy to get off the moon. You just kind of jump, right? I mean, I guess it's only, like, the gravity's 6 times weaker. I remember there are some people who think that the moon has no gravity. I mean, like, there might be people watching this who legit follow the moon doesn't have any gravity, or might just not know this fact in general, but everything has gravity. Everything. Even you have gravity. Like, it's just a law of nature. I honestly don't get why, but just anything that has matter or mass, which is anything, has gravity. The only problem is that the gravity is so weak, especially compared to the Earth, especially when we already have the gravity of Earth coming in. Apparently, if you took 2 tennis balls and held them 3 meters apart in empty space with nothing around to pull them towards them, they will eventually come together like Cheerios. Within like 3 days, I think, like that, something like that. Actually, that's only if they're 1 meter apart. I don't know. It's so weird. Has anyone actually done that? Put 2 Cheerios in a bowl and see if it come together? I'm sure that everyone's done it. I'm probably the last person who hasn't done it. They just come together. Apparently, if someone were I might have the numbers wrong here, but if someone's standing like 30 feet away from you, the gravitational pull that that person has on you is the same as the black... Wait, no. It's like something like 50 trillion times stronger than the gravity of the black hole in the middle of the Milky Way has on Earth. I should probably research this, but like, I've heard this somewhere. Yeah, let's science this out, eh? I think the VHSs started to come out in the 80s or 90s, right? But it's still so amazing. Like, you know how like that Twitch marathon of classic Doctor Who, and everyone was like, oh, it's nice to know the BBC still gives a crap about classic Doctor Who because they think that no one else does. Only 1,000 copies on the Doctor Who season 12 set. Had to upgrade to 10,000. Why are you making things limited edition? What about people who haven't been born yet? What about people who are just becoming Doctor Who fans now? I see people on the season 14 announcement trailer saying, oh, what's this? And they're like, classic Doctor Who. And they're like, where can I watch that? And I'm just like, I mean, this is the Blu-ray, but just try Daily Motion. But it's so amazing that they still took the time to release all of the episodes of Missing Stories on VHS at some point, because let me get this right. So Marco Polo doesn't have any surviving episodes. The Reign of Terror got released on its own like VHS set, which I don't have. The Crusade got released on the Hartnell years, because episode 1 hadn't been released yet, and it was going to be released. Episode 1 got released on the Lost in Time DVD set. Galaxy 4 Episode 3 wasn't recovered until 2011. Mission to the Unknown, I mean, there is the remake, but that just got made in 2019 last year. Oh my god, it's already been 4.5 months since New Year's Day. The Daleks Master Plan had the Hartnell years, because Episode 2 is apparently what inspired the Lost in Time DVD set to happen. The Celestial Toymaker had the Hartnell years. The 10th Planet had its own VHS, which I do have. Right here, and oh my god, on the side it actually does have that Cybermen picture. That's so weird. I do actually, after Smugglers, I do add this because I video transferred parts 1 to 3 because I thought that the reconstruction might not be released on the DVD, even though it was. And surprisingly, even though I don't think I've ever actually played this disc before, it's actually probably the most dirty of the bunch. I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera. And I mentioned this before in my DVD collection videos, but I got the Smugglers in a set with the reconstruction of the Power of the Daleks and the Highlanders, but these get stuck in the middle of the last parts, the visuals, so I had to order them again along with the Underwater Menace. It's all very confusing. Underwater Menace got released on the Missing Years, which I haven't gotten to yet. The Moonbase has this. And the early years.
Right. 1, 3, yup, 4, yup.
The Faceless Ones, episodes 1 and 3 were on the Reign of Terror VHS release. The Reign of Terror had bridging narration from Caroline 4 for episodes 4 and 5, which I think you can't find online somewhere. The Evil of the Daleks got released on Daleks the early years, just reviewed that. The Abominable Snowman had the Troughton years. The Enemy of the World had only episode 3 surviving until 2013, and it was released on the Troughton years. The Ice Warriors, which came before, had its own VHS release. The Reign of Terror set. The Wheel is on this. Cybermen the early years as well. And The Invasion had its own VHS release with bridging narration from something, I don't know. I think the Crusade had its own VHS release too with bridging narration from William Russell, which is on the Lost in Time set, and the bridging narration from Nicholas Courtney for The Invasion can be found on the Invasion DVD. And the Space Pirates was on the Troughton years. Oh my god, why is this so confusing? Oh my god, there's dust everywhere. Where's a little booklet? Here we go. There's a little booklet too. I don't really know what it consists of, but I got it. Oh dang, it's a time, but yeah, I had someone do a VHS transfer of the Ice Warriors while I was away. Turns out I didn't need it because it was also released on the DVD.
Meteorites? Could be.
Sounds like you said Meteor Daleks.
Yes, meteorites. Simpler explanation. Roger, when did these people arrive here?
Why is the audio cutting out?
And when did the gravitron start playing up?
Sounds like the Cybermen and Dalek voices. They're going up and down.
During period 13.
That's not just me, right? The audio is going up and down. I like how they're trying to like bring us through the history of the things in the 60s. Like they show us a clip of all the surviving episodes and then show us the episode of video glitches at the top. Yeah.
Somebody's coming. It's Mr. Hobson. Out for blood. Hours.
Out for blood? Too late, man. He's already in the blade. This reminds me of that scene from The Invasion where the Brigadier enters and he's like, found anything? And the doctor's like, no. It must be super relaxing compared to this where everyone's against him. Because he's telling them all to get out, but he's still friendly with Ben. He's like, make sure this. I like how he doesn't sigh until after the doors close.
Why not make some coffee to keep them all happy while I think of something?
That's what Polly does in Cyberman's story. She makes coffee for everyone. I like how there's even static in the background. That we're oh, bah, brah.
Well, Doctor, as I was saying, you had your chance and you come up with absolutely nothing.
Was he just told to ad-lib until the guy screams? This is a really cool shot. I wonder how they did this back in the 60s, because this is probably as advanced as it got in the 60s. Oop, video glitch. Yeah, try not to touch his skin or you're dead. I bet it's the coffee! It's so long to set up a microscope. Almost a microphone.
Just as I thought.
That's so weird that the music comes back on to show the signal that's working. See, even in here they knew how to work music better than in
Seriously. So it is the coffee, so it is all Polly's fault, so they can all frick off the moon now.
No space to hide a cat, let alone a Cyberman. Anyhow, how did
Cat?
Cat's quite big, isn't it?
It's a Cyberman that's hiding.
What the why are you touching the blanket? Wouldn't that get the virus because the virus is on the thing? Or does it only go on biological organisms? Why is his paw like that? It looks so weird. Can you spot which one of these is the extras that's about to be killed?
Makes me wonder if that guy was actually supposed to be like a member of the production crew and not even an actor, because he doesn't even show any reaction to the Cyberman. I remember I got so scared seeing him take off his blanket. And look at your watch. And there you go. I mentioned that in my review of the story, I'm pretty sure. Old producer Innes Lloyd and director Morse Barry.
Unfortunately, episode 3, just like the first episode, has disappeared from the shelves of the BBC film.
He hasn't even mentioned that episode 1 is missing.
The cyber costumes were redesigned.
Yeah, we know that. Just get on to episode 4.
Why does Colin Baker look like he's being held at gunpoint here? Like, he doesn't look like he wants to be doing this.
The cyber costumes were redesigned, but I can't honestly remember why exactly. I, of course, think that my cyber costumes were better than anybody else's.
Yeah, but I think they redesigned it because they were falling apart.
They had bits and pieces on them which were, that's all that piping down the sides.
Have you seen the Moonbase loose cannon reconstruction? It's on Daily Motion. Sylvester McCoy hosted it.
Why they kept on changing.
Yes, because they were never satisfied.
Talking about how he was never good at heights, but he wanted to get a long shot of the TARDIS.
Without you going up as well.
That's probably one of the least what might have beens in Doctor Who that we don't actually want to see. There are so many like what might have beens that we want to do interdimensional travel. Like, what if William Hartnell could have fully appeared in the Three Doctors? But then again, if he could have fully appeared in the Three Doctors, then that probably means that he was well enough to keep going and not retire and be replaced by Patrick Troughton. Imagine what would have happened if he did 5 seasons of Beatle.
Jamie is now fully recovered, but the base is about to be invaded.
Because he had to.
Cyber troops.
He was only knocked out because they didn't know that Ben was in it. Wait, hold on.
Low quality theme song. I'll get to you in just a sec. But
The base is about invaded by cyber troops.
yeah, way to sum it up. But why does he look at the look at the frame? Bam 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 bam.
Whatever.
Why is the quality so crap? And the Cybermen go marching one by one. You can't even see the title card. And I remember I was eating grapefruit cups for the first time in my review. And look, there's a grapefruit cup. It's empty. Well, almost empty. I don't know, whatever. What the heck was I even talking about? You can't even... Look, you can barely see the 4. No disrespect to the VHS release, because I really appreciate these documentaries, but these would never stand up to the Blu-ray quality, whatever that's going to be. Hopefully it'll be good.
Doctor, Mr. Hodgson, come quickly. What is it?
What is wrong with the audio? I like how the first words are stand back from the door, and here it's Moonbase, Moonbase. Someone's gotta make a parody of Doctor Who, where these Cybermen come back and make it a running joke that no one can understand what they're saying, because they're always just like,
I can't see that at all. Ooh, that was a fade cut. That's probably super advanced back then. Hey, it was a dishwasher disc thing again. Sorry, I can't understand you, man, at all. Ooh, isn't that a super high-tech vortex? In case of a loss of air pressure, please put on one of our many oxygen masks. Always put a mask on yourself before assisting someone else. I always find it funny that in modern TV shows, whenever someone punches someone, it always goes like whoop. But here they don't use any sound at all, just scary music and scary Cybermen. I know I've been mentioning the quality a lot, but what is even going on in this scene? Okay, now this is just starting to get ridiculous. I don't even think this is the fault of the VHS. I just don't think the transferring really works well with black and white stuff. Everyone always talks about how they just gave Jamie half of Ben's lines, but what about here where they work together? Would that honestly work with just a coat or a cloth or whatever that is? And why doesn't the Cybermen just take whatever it is out from the other side or push it back in if they can't pull it out? Because it seems like they just punch in another hole, unless it's supposed to be the laser. What do you mean one chance to open the entry vault? Like, how long does this chance last? And like, oh, what the frick is happening here? My camera's trying to find a face. I wish I caught that on video, but 2 squirrels were just chasing each other around. Oh, okay. I thought that squirrel just fell over dead or something, but no. I figured it was a squirrel, so it must have survived. Bye, squirrels. It's actually extremely convenient that of all the things that you can see the laser quite good. Ooh, it's spooky ghosts floating on clouds. Suit review stuff also point out that it's funny how this story literally ends with everyone just going, hooray! Oh, that's the end of the Cybermen! Oh my god, that's a bad comment. I bet it's good for the 60s. It's so weird that there's this final shot of the moon, almost as if it's about to tease something. I mean, who knows? Maybe it is teasing something here, but we can't tell what it is because of the quality. But like, it's almost as if they wanted to do the music one last time. The space-time visualizer and the time scanner are all such good ideas, and oh wow, you can actually see it. Next week, the macro terror. How many stories did they do that?
Less than 6 months later, in September 1967, the Cybermen were back in the tomb of the Cybermen.
Ooh. Another picture. That's cool.
Was narrated by Morris Berry.
Cybermen. I felt that it was better than the last one I did, and I think I was better than the last.
Yeah, I think everyone agrees that he was
Mind you, I'd had the experience of doing it.
Oh, of course, he had the experience of doing the Cybermen before.
Cybermen came to life, or rather, came out of their sleep, and came out of their, well, they looked like egg boxes.
Ape boxes? Or 8 boxes?
Well, they're tombs, of course.
Or like 8. Oh, of course, we got another clip of the show. Well, ain't that something. Oh, they even had a little video glitch. Oh, we didn't get to see them coming out or the whole "you will be like us" scene. Yeah, I bet reversing footage was such a weird thing back in the day.
I'm right in saying that they put so-called snow on the
Yeah, I'm sure that's real snow on the thing.
and gradually took it away. I may have got it the wrong way round, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, like, did they put snow on? Because then wouldn't it have melted anyway? When was this filmed? Where was this filmed? In a freezer? Yeah, ain't that just something? You can actually kind of see it. Why are there no Cybermen background? There's fucking Links the Sontaran.
Up on the top shelf of the egg box. Couldn't get down.
Oh, poor guy.
Ladder to get down.
Yeah. The guy's looking around like, what do we do
Not
here?
only did the Cybermen
made it down.
the opening story of the
Started.
fifth season of Doctor Who, they were also chosen to close the
Yeah, it's
season.
so weird the
Story
Classic Who
titled-
barely ever tried to bring the seasons together to a
Former
close.
story editor Jerry Davis had moved on to other projects by then. And so the programme's original story editor, David Whittaker, was asked to write the 6-part adventure based on Dr. Pedler's
And it was
story
gonna be Cybermen versus the Daleks, but it didn't happen.
The Doctor and Jamie
What might
were
have
taken
been?
on board a giant space
Like King Kong versus Godzilla. I know nothing about those characters except they're a giant gorilla and...
rodents are in fact
Oh,
Cybermen.
Cybermets! Oh, the Cybermets.
Also featured in the Tomb story.
Cybermets.
Episode 3, The Wheel in Space.
Okay. Quality is actually okay. Well, here it's meant to be incredibly crap quality for a bit. Why is it so much better quality here? Oh, never mind. Cyberplanet. At least here you can kind of tell what they're saying. Never mind. I think I know what they're saying because I've seen this story before. Well, seen. I've seen this episode before. It made sense in that sentence to say heard anyway. Look at this guy. I like how the first guy runs like heck and that second guy's like, whoa, that guy was running fast. Yeah, start making high-pitched noises as you come out of your hiding place, mate.
You're gonna blow the... Why not? Well, I couldn't let you, that's all.
Useful supplies.
Because the Doctor...
No, not because we want to build a bomb or something. Oh, Jamie's so loyal. What's that chair over there? That looks awesome. This guy's a good actor here. Slam that door. Good job. During review stuff pointed out that it didn't really make much sense that everyone's against the Doctor and Jamie again, of course. But then the moment that the Doctor thinks, hey, maybe it's the Cybermen that are in it, and then they use that microscope and they're like, hey, it's a Cyberman, then everyone's like, oh, I guess the Doctor was telling the truth. Even though that should point more towards them being with the Cybermen than anything else. Producers Perry Burke. What?
Originally, the cyber voices were done just vocally with no mechanical help at all. By the time we came to the Wheel in Space, we decided it would improve the voice if there was
What are you talking about, Roy Skelton?
modulator or something. I don't know the technical terms. A special palette was built. It was Peter Hawkins, who was a very good voice, you probably know,
Is Peter Hawkins the other guy? You don't actually
which buzzed zzz when he spoke.
buzz. Zzz.
So I had to buzz without the button.
Good for you, mate.
As you saw, the Wheel in Space introduced an extremely intelligent astrophysicist...
Oh,
called
did it
Zoe.
now? Yay. Hey, is that Wendy Patbury?
To interview.
You're not even gonna let us know what the captions?
And now, we rejoin the Wheel in Space for the final episode.
I noticed that he's wearing a black coat, which is funny, because he always said that he wanted to wear a black coat when he was playing a certain role that, I don't know.
Isn't it funny that we're watching the Moonbase and the Wheel in Space? The ones that survive are the ones right before the halfway mark and the final episode. My camera's down to 17 minutes, which means it's going to tick down to 3 any second, so I need to go charge it. Dad, Cybermen coming down the stairs like in the episode 4 clip. Oh no, it's just those guys. You okay, Smidge Wedge? Poor Cyberman in the front is just like, why do we have to dance like this? I don't even know how they defeat the Cybermen. They just like make a solvent and spray him with it, and there we go. Hashtag first world problems. This is the last of the lemonade until the groceries come, because we like ordered groceries online, but they only had available for the next Sunday. So we got groceries on Thursday like we always did, but we didn't get them last Thursday because they're supposed to come Sunday. We're almost out of food. How lucky that we have a clip of the Evil of the Daleks, because it was going to go on a rerun, and it happens to be for episode 2. There we go. The producer's Peter Bryant and the director is Tristan DeVale Cole. I thought it said Van. Is it going to say next month? Oh, no, never mind.
Very much indeed. Very much indeed. But strangely enough, like Doctor Who's become a cult, but I still carry on with my voices.
Doctor Who's become a cult?
Rainbow, we have not quite a Dalek, but Zippy and George, I do the voices of those, so perhaps not as the Dalek and not as the Cyberman this time, but perhaps I can say goodbye to you now. Goodbye from Zippy and goodbye from George. Goodbye.
Bye, Zippy. Bye, George. They have so many pictures here.
I'm not sure you'll want to come with us, so have you ever heard Daleks? And my thought was, yeah, I would like to go. I'd like to meet
Sad that you never did meet the Daleks.
I think she was just so fascinated by them. She'd have loved
I don't get, like, isn't it ironic that Zoe ends up going with the Doctor to avoid frick? Isn't it ironic that Zoe happens to leave, like, asked to leave, and if the Doctor just said no, then she would have only had the adventures of the Wheel in Space. But when she leaves anyway, she only has the memories of the Wheel in Space, because the Time Lord's part of her memory. Spoilers. But like that means that like all that she really got was to experience it as is. Like I always used to wonder, like, you know, imagine what it would be like if you knew that you were about to sign up to go on like amazing adventures, but you know that once they're over, you're going to be sent back to your regular life, and you're going to have like your memories completely wiped. Like, obviously you'd still go for it, because the alternative is just staying here and not going on it at all. But then, like, imagine if you knew that you were still going to have the memory of signing up for it, but you just wouldn't have the memory of the thing itself. So you'll know that you went on those adventures, you just can't remember the adventures themselves. Like, even Zoe had, like, a look as if she was trying to remember something. And Jamie looked like he was standing up for his coat and was like, wait, what happened?
While Wheel in Space was still in production, producer Peter Bryant asked Kit Pedler for yet another Cybermen adventure. Although the story started off as a 6-part idea entitled Return of the Cybermen, what transpired was an 8-part story called simply and enigmatically The Invasion.
I think Big Finish is making this. Oh, hey! Are they gonna have the clip of Patrick Troughton running around like a maniac? Oh, they just killed the I always get confused. I can never remember if the Brigadier saying Doctor Get Down happens before or after the Doctor runs around. It's after.
Final episode
I think I just saw an edit.
transmitted just before Christmas 1968. It was to be spring
Wait,
1965.
that's cool. There's so many Cybermen heads.
No less than 5 full adventures. Their longevity was assured.
Aww. Bye, future Cybermen, I guess. Okay, I had to delete some footage because I only had 2 minutes left of room. I think this video has more footage than Daleks the early years now. So, thank you all so much for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like so I enjoy it. If you didn't like it, please leave a dislike so I did enjoy it. Leave a comment below if you don't talk about because there's also got some motivation encouragement. And if you didn't like it, please leave a comment below saying why I didn't like it so that I can improve for next time. Otherwise, I won't be able to improve. Just give your just as we're like and subscribe so when my next video comes out. Thanks again so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Also, they've all become Cybermen. And what do you mean their future was assured? We haven't seen the Cybermen in ages since the invasion. Okay, yeah, there's no menu this time. And I think these DVDs could only hold 2 hours. I really wanted to, like, be savage and hold it out to, like, the last second. Okay, bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye, guys. There's no menu this time. What the frick? Bye-bye. Just wasting everyone's time.